This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Fade Us Sports Podcast. I am now 10-16 for the year. Ay. Mikey is a stellar 18-8 for the year, 2 for 2 last week, and he guaranteed 1, 2, 3 wins this season and won all 3. He even went out on the line and said that Cincinnati would somehow beat the Ravens outright. Well done, Mike. If you followed his bets, you'd be up 10 units more if you bet double on his guaranteed picks. Mike the Mouth Matusow, 4 times World Series poker winner. Mikey knows sports, studies sports, and watches more games than all of us combined. Mikey, give us your rant.
My rant is there was billions and billions of millions and whatever watching Thanksgiving weekend, NFL, and the refs were so bad. I don't know how they could keep putting this product on the field. They need to get full-time refs. There were so many bad calls on Thursday, and then I just can't get over in
Saturday.
And Saturday and Sunday, but I can't get over the one game that I watched on Sunday where I watched the Colts in one drive, the Texans. They had a delay of game by 3 seconds. They didn't call it. And on that same exact play, they had pass interference called that the guy didn't even touch the guy. He tripped over his own feet, and they got a touchdown. And on the same exact drive, he missed the extra point by at least 2 feet, and they called it good. And it literally cost the Colts the game, and nobody said a word about it. The extra point, I've watched the extra point at least 10 times. They said that 3/4 of the ball have to be to the inside of the post, and 3/4 of the ball was to the outside of the post. So I don't know what else to say. The millions and billions of dollars being bet, and they just don't care, I guess.
Now, Mike, I just want to say this. You're right about a lot of it, but it was not 3 seconds, but I don't want to go into it.
It was at least 2.
The worst calls this year have been the delay of games. I can't tell you how many I've seen this year that are a delay of game, and I'm like, what are you doing not calling that? It's so easy to watch.
Only Mike would watch a point after touchdown 10 times.
Well, because it cost me like $7,000. That's why.
Only Mike could have that much on a PAT in a meaningless game.
Okay, guys, we got to move on. I just want to say this.
No, I had the Colts second half, first half game, you name it, whatever.
Mike thinks all this happens so that the NFL is cheating so that the Chiefs can win.
I do. I will get to that. I do.
Mike, stop. Mike, stop. Let's go to Woodley's rant. You've had your moments. David, the businessman Woodley, started Speed Survivor. Check out speedsurvivor.com. Our guy Woodley has great knowledge and sharp. Woodley's going up and up and up in the business world, closing deals left, closing deals right. Woodley, you got a rant for us?
Yeah, and going down on this podcast. Been doing terrible this year. The Vikings have hit rock bottom, and I was feeling kind of bummed. But then yesterday was the first day of December, right, which is Christmas season, if you will. It was fun, Our oldest 2 boys woke up. They opened their advent calendars. They got their little Pixar toys out of it. And we talked about the books we were going to read, listened to some Christmas music on the way. And after I dropped them off, I wanted to listen to, the best Christmas song for adults ever made, which is Fairytale of New York by the Pogues. Well, and when I was looking up on Spotify, I accidentally clicked the second one, and I can't make this up. Fairytale of Philadelphia by Jason Kelsey and his stupid brother that can't catch a freaking ball this year, Travis. And I accidentally listened to 8 seconds of it before I realized what it was. And it's just, these guys just can't, everything they touch now, it ruins everything. You have a perfect Christmas song that shouldn't be touched, and they have to go insert their crap. Fairytale of Philadelphia. Nobody likes Philadelphia. It's a terrible town. New York is scenic. You have a million landmarks. A million movies have been made there. Philadelphia has Rocky, and that's it. And they sing a song about there's no fairy tale. There's no miracle in Philadelphia. You know what a fairy tale in Philadelphia is? It's when an Eagles fan finds $20 in the parking lot and he triples his net worth.
A fairy tale in Philadelphia is Philadelphia thinking they're going back to the Super Bowl this year. That's a fairy tale.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks.
Well said.
No, it's just I've been laying off them a bit and I've been ignoring them, but it's just they just continue to slurp in our brains. It's like a brain worm, and it just pops up, and it honestly ruined my commute home yesterday. And
so they were actually singing the song themselves.
Yeah, and they like changed the lyrics and made it all filled up, but nobody. There's nothing special about Philadelphia. Like you might as well be the Fairytale Des Moines, Iowa. Like
Woodley, it was such a good rant. You started with Pixar toys and ended with some really bad singing. That was great. Okay, I just have to say that when it comes to Philadelphia,
I love Philadelphia. I love Philly. I'm Phil Hellmuth.
No, the last time you were in Philadelphia, I saw you win like $6,000 in a poker game. That's all I'm saying. You might hate it, but you won $6,000 last time you played poker with me. Cantu is a 2-time World Series of Poker winner and has some well-thought-out takes. Cantu sometimes bets his entire net worth. Well, he's been betting his entire net worth a lot lately on one game. We love to tease Cantu. Cantu, what is your rant?
Yeah, today, this whole weekend was one of the worst Thanksgivings I can remember. First off, I'd like to start off a little positivity. I'm 1.5 games over 500 now for the picks. We don't have that many picks, so anything's over is good. Second, I had my Circa Survivor pick. What could have been, and I realized 5 minutes into being over at my family's house with my 94-year-old grandma, with everybody there, that 5 minutes in, this game is way too serious to be watching with my family for me, that I drove home, and I zipped home, left Thanksgiving just to be by myself. And I realized while being by myself that it was about to be a great Thanksgiving when it's up 7-3. The Ravens are up 7-3 and Lamar throws something like a 60, 70-yard touchdown pass. Beautiful play. The guy goes, this is how I lost all my other Circa plays. The fumble over the goal line, the extension, there's no need to do it. But I'm about to go up 14-3.
Yeah, he fumbled.
Thank you, Mike. We're about to go up 14-3, and he switched arms for no reason, tries to stretch out. Like, I don't get it. Fumbles through the end zone, which even worse for me. I thought when I watched it, I thought he crossed it. So I'm like, yay, I'm up 14-3. I'm going to win easy. Nope, 7-3. Let the air out of the building. That was the end of my Circa Survivor. If I would have won that, could have been down to a couple 250, 300, something like that. Nope.
Your pick was arguably worth $100,000 or more, and so I could imagine it's real hard to watch a game with family. You don't even know which way they're going to cheer.
No, I had to get out of there.
We've all done it. We've all done it. We have a big bet on a game, and one of our family members knows we have a big bet on the game, but they're cheering vociferously for the other side. It's so painful, and you try to just shut up and deal with it. Like everybody's like, yeah. It's one thing for us to root for different sides, but when you're with the family and they're rooting for other sides. Okay, guys, look, we looked at Elaine Wynn's place, Steve Wynn's, wife, who died like 8 months ago. We were looking at buying her place at Park Towers for $3 million, and we were going to put an offer in for $2.5 million. And then last night I get this call. My wife has flown to Norway to swim with whales, and they're like, Phil, you have to put in the offer right now. And I start to panic. You know what I mean? Because what do I want to do? You want to do a mortgage? Do I want to wait for one of my companies to sell? And I'm panicked, and I'm up till 2 in the morning. She's actually swimming with a bunch of whales, and so she'll land in Copenhagen. She'll fly another flight, and then she'll take. I want to know what kind. Ferries.
They're not poker whales.
Jason, I think Jason. What's his name?
Killer whales and but she literally
killer whales. Those things are violent.
Airball. No, I think airball's in there. Yeah.
Well, now Woodley's talking about airballs, which is a thing. So these whales, what they do is they start to. No, let me finish. They start to spin. They go round and round and round, and they get all of these fish caught in this little, they call it a air pocket. It's like a pocket where all the fish are dazed and confused. And then the whales come up with their mouth open and have a big bite in the next whale and the next whale. And then some whales try to they try to make sure that there's no other whales, because if another big whales, they'll come and eat the fish. And so the whales, they're very social animals, and my wife has these great videos. So my rant is just I don't know if it's a big rant. It's just kind of frustrating.
Okay, let's
finish.
move on.
Let me finish.
Okay, let's move on. I
finish.
agree. We didn't want to hear a rant.
No, let me finish. So at the 2 a.m, I'm like, screw it. I'm not going to buy this place because now I have to come in at $2.95 million, the whole amount, and I'm just a little panicked. My wife isn't there, and so we are going to buy a place in Vegas. I am going to move to Vegas. That's my rant. All right. After the break, our number 1 picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back. We have a contest where we give away $500 a week thanks to our sponsor, Edge Boost. Check out Edge Boost's VSiN Average Joe contests. Simply make 7 picks a week, NFL or college, for your shot at $500. Already have an Edge Boost account? That prize doubles to $1,000. Quarterly winners get airfare to Vegas, a 2-night stay at a Circa resort, and a guest spot on a VSiN show. It's free to play. Join us now, vsin.com/Joe. vsin.com/Joe. My rant was so bad that all 3 of you told me to shut up. It was so bad it was good. All right, Mikey, you've been red hot. We all hate to admit it. Give us your number 1 pick.
I'm doing another guarantee, Phil. I'm 3
What?
Yes.
Wow.
I've gone over to I spent a lot of time this morning, and I missed the number, unfortunately, but I'm still going down at 6.5. I love the Packers this week. Okay. They are miles better than the Bears. Williams is ranked as the worst rated passer in the NFL. Worse than anybody that's had over 7 starts this whole entire year. Their passing games. Yes.
Wow.
Their passing game stinks. Okay. They can only run the ball, but they ain't going to run the ball against the Packer defense. It's great against the run. They're at home. It's for the division. The Bears have been blown out by all good teams. Last week, they didn't play a good team. I told you all year the Eagles suck. They're 4-4 the last 8. The first 4 when they were 4-0, they should have been 1-3. They should have been 1-3. They're not very good. Okay. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be, I'm going to say 31-10. There you go.
Wow. All right. What's the line? It's kind of like
It opened
6.5.
It opened 5.5,
and
and it went to 6.5. I laid the 6.5.
Let me go. I've watched the last 3 full Packer games because I've been on them with Survivor and very big Survivor implications where my eyeballs have been glued. I've watched a lot of Packers games. I'll tell you, and I also have been watching a lot of Bears games because I've had to use them in Circa Survivor. Really glued to the TV lately. The Packers are really, really good. I have them as we're going to get there, the second best team in the NFC as of right now. The big thing is with Green Bay is they're a very streaky team. Sometimes they're awful. When they're on, they are on. Right now, they are on. I love them. I love what Mike said. They're going to roll. I hate having to agree with Mike. I think Chicago's not very good. They're going to come way back down to earth. You are going to see. I'm going to go third. Look how close I'm aligning with Mike. 31-10 Green Bay.
And I don't lay points. You know that.
No,
I don't lay big.
I love Green Bay this week.
Woodley, what do you think?
My number 1 is actually the other side with the Bears.
Whoa.
We're going to have a little 1K bet at least.
The Bears, listen, they've only lost 2 games all year. One was versus Detroit, and the other one was versus
3 games.
3. Oh yeah, sorry, Detroit, Minnesota that week 1 where they had that one and all that. But I think
they haven't played anyone though. I agree with you with that.
Dude, come on. Okay. No, they have. I mean, they beat the Eagles in Philly. Like Mike can say what he wants.
Suck.
That's a big win. They beat the Steelers. Steelers are knocking on the door of the playoffs.
Yeah, sure. We could bet. I'll lay you. You can have 2-1. You can have 2-1.
We're going to talk about that game.
They blew out. They blew out the Cowboys, who everyone all of a sudden thinks are Super Bowl contenders. It's a good team. Like they're winning games. They're winning these games late because it's good coaching. What Ben Johnson Ben Johnson has done is he's done basically what he did at Detroit, where he has like 2 running backs that can go out and dominate. And yeah, Green Bay is pretty good against the run, but Chicago's gonna stay in there, and they got 2 really good running backs. I mean, it's not Sonic and Knuckles, whatever the Detroit guys, but like dude, both these guys
they can't pass, and
both these guys against Philadelphia, they both had over 100 yards rushing, which is like very hard to do. So Chicago's going to keep it close. On the flip side, the Packers aren't good. I don't know where you're getting 31 points for. Like the Packers can't score. They put up 31 against Detroit because that was just a complete disaster of a game.
That was the greatest game I've ever seen Love playing.
The Packers, they're not a good team. I'm telling you this, and the Bears I think the Bears beat them outright, honestly.
Wow. All right. Let me tell you something. I mean, like, I know as far as I'm concerned, the Green Bay Packers always beat the Bears. It's very interesting because I've been on the Bears. I've been on the Bears the last 3 weeks. I had a lot of faith in them. It's amazing how they just seem to be. I've never seen a Bears team. They get it done, and they get it done at the end a lot.
I had them last week too.
I'm going to go with the Packers in this one. I do think that Love had a couple bad games in a row, maybe 3 bad games in a row. And then last week, he just looked unbelievable. Was it the indoor versus outdoor? I don't know. But I'm going with the Packers, and we're going to have to move on, guys. And we're going to go to Brennan Cantu. Give us your number 1 pick.
Number 1 pick, I just told you the number 2 team in the NFC is the Green Bay Packers. I've been saying this for 3 or 4 weeks now. I've been picking them every week. They've been hot for me. This has been getting me back into all my pools, my pick'ems. The Dallas Cowboys. It opened at plus 3.5, and I was writing in our group chat. I loved it at 3.5. I think pretty much it's 3 everywhere. I believe
it actually opened 5, and it got bet down to 3.5 in the first day, and then it's now 3.
So Dallas is playing so good. This is your real MVP right here, Dak Prescott. As far as you want to talk about a guy that's had to take things on his back at all times. A lot of the other MVP frontrunners, they just don't have to play anyone, or they don't have to do as much. Dak is a one-man. I mean, yeah, he has good receivers, but really a one-man team. If Dak has even if he's not just having a great game, Dallas will not win this game. Also, how about this Dallas defense lately? What is going on? I mean, can Quinnen Williams be that important that they are all of a sudden have the last 3 weeks that they're playing great defense? This right now is what I think is the best team in football. I've been saying it, and you guys have been laughing at me for the last month. You guys have been laughing at me. Now, I'm going to say knock on wood because they have to run out. They cannot lose one game. This is both teams' Super Bowl. What a game we have here on Thursday night here with Dallas, Detroit. Give me Dallas. I want them winning outright. Loser out of the playoffs.
Mikey.
I've studied this game a lot too. The thing is Detroit is still missing their center. They lost another back-end defensive guy, a very key guy. What's his name? Starts with a J. Joseph, I think his name is. But is Detroit really going to go out this way? Are they? Here's the thing: is Green Bay's defense is much better than Dallas, and Detroit. I mean, they're missing Brown now. They're missing Laporta. Everything points to Dallas. Yet the lines maker opened this line at 5.
That's one of the,
and that's what scares me. And so the fact that they opened at 5, it got bet right down to 3.5, and now it's 3. And they knew that Brown was going to be out, and they knew that Joseph was going to be out, and so it scares me a lot. I mean, this is whoever wins this game loses the game is out of the playoffs. That's a fact.
We can agree on that.
So you got the home team. Dallas. I mean, they got Kansas City off the Denver game and the Indy game on a short week. I knew that the defense was going to be gassed for Kansas City, and it was. God, this is so close. I don't know what I lean the home team, but
so you think Detroit's going to win the game, Mike?
No, I just don't. I know.
Well, you're getting 3 points. You're getting 3 points on top. I don't even think they're going to win the game. I'm going to be all over the money line on this one.
I don't go against Vegas. They knew these people were out, and they still opened this game and wanted everybody to take Dallas.
I'm going to say yes, but I want to add one more thing. Is Vegas has been wrong about the Cowboys this last month. It's the same with they were 3.5-point dogs. They dominated the Chiefs. They were the better team. It wasn't just the 3.5 better team to win.
If Love can do what he did to the Detroit defense, I said it last week, how much is Dak going to put up this week? Okay, but the difference is Detroit is going to score because the Dallas defense, it looks improved, but they played the Raiders. They got Kansas City in a bad week. It's improved, but it's not in the Green Bay category.
Okay, Mikey, Woodley, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, I believe I'm the one that sat here preseason said the Lions missed their window, and everybody laughed.
You did.
Because their window's shut, and like it's hard to remain that good for that long. And Mike's mentioning injuries, but they had like 40 players injured last year, so it's not injuries, it's coaching.
Yeah.
They lost. I mean, Campbell is like in panic mode. I think he's calling the offense. Like they can't.
and Brown are two
they can't,
big losses though.
They can't complete a fourth down to save their lives. Like they're a mess. Like they're gonna miss the playoffs. They're gonna lose this game. Like
I don't like the play calling, Woodley.
It's terrible.
It's been terrible. I agree. Terrible.
They miss every fourth down this year. They every fourth down they go for it. Seems like they miss them all. In the last 2 years, they always would convert them.
Well, in
offensive line,
Dallas,
really
I don't think Dallas is that great, but Dallas is just catching everyone at like the perfect time, and they're catching Detroit at the perfect time here too. So I like Dallas. I mean, I think they went outright. I really, really think they went outright in this game.
Could you believe in week 14 we're about to say the Lions are out of the playoffs in week 14? I knew it would happen. I sat there and called it. Like you cannot get that close that many years in a row and do it. It takes something out of you. I mean, look at the Chiefs. I mean, the Chiefs made it to the Super Bowl. They got smoked, and like they look like crap this year. Like this is all these are very long seasons, and when they get that close and they lose, it does take something out of them.
I think
it really
2 years
does.
ago was Detroit's best team. I mean, and then they had all the injuries last year, and now.
Okay, guys, I'm going to weigh in with my opinion on this. I really I love Detroit. I almost made Detroit my number one pick, so I'm with Mikey on this. I think Dallas is some fool's gold. Dak Prescott is unbelievable.
I don't know.
Dak Prescott is unbelievable. They've been super hot, right? What happened? Dallas looks amazing to everybody, right? We've all seen it. All of a sudden, their defense looks world class. Dak Prescott's throwing the ball all over the lot.
Not world class. They're not world class, but let's not go too far.
Well, you're the one who has them ranked the second best team. Cowboys. What would you call them?
No, I think they're the best team overall, but it's their offense. Their offense is fantastic. It's absolutely great. Their defense is mid. Yeah. I would say they're. What would you guys say? Is that a mid defense?
Yeah, I like
it was terrible.
It was terrible. Now it's right in the middle.
But that makes them the best team.
I think Detroit needs this win. I think they're going to put it all together, and I think they're going to win.
I just can't see Detroit going out this way. That's all.
Big. Yeah, I don't think they're going out this way. All right, guys, listen. One more number one pick. We already did Woodley's because he was on the other side. He took Chicago, remember. All right, my number one pick, and I'm very excited about this. Seattle Seahawks, -7 at Falcons. The Seahawks are 9-3 against the spread this year and 5-1 against the spread in road games. For some reason, odd makers do not respect Sam Darnold, especially when he's on the road. I think Seattle is a great team. Mike, I love his thing. Good teams win, great teams cover. Seattle has averaged 130 yards rushing the last 3 games, including against the Rams and the Vikings defense. The Falcons rank 26 in the league in rushing defense. They're giving up about 133 yards per game. Seattle ranks first in rushing attempts, and I believe Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet are going to run all over Atlanta. I'm laying the points on the road. Mikey probably doesn't like this. Who wants to weigh in on my pick? Seattle -7. At Atlanta. Go, Woodley.
Go.
I like it. They've looked really, really good. I want to point out that Mike, for some reason, lost. He had like the Vikings in like a 13-point teaser, and he lost.
Plus 25. They gave up.
No,
they gave up 9 points on offense,
and they lost. I didn't believe it until Ben sent me the screenshot, and it was incredible. It's so great.
That is a funny
He was so down on Seattle, and they went in there and they absolutely dominated my Vikings. I am officially done with the Vikings this year, by the way. So I'm all in on the Seahawks. Yeah, they'll win. They'll win by a lot. I mean, this is a team that their defense is great. They're not giving up many points. And you know, Smith, I mean, dude, they didn't do anything offensively. I think like Darnold had like 129 yards. I think Smith and Chikma had like 40 yards, and they won by like 26 points, which is all you need to know. They'll put up a lot of points against Atlanta. Look for Smith and Najigma to come back big. They'll blow them out. It won't be close.
You act like Atlanta just gives up tons of points at home.
They suck, dude. They suck. That's a bad
well,
team.
no, I mean, Atlanta has the second best passing defense. I was surprised to see. And so but I think the rushing is where it's going to be. Mike, thoughts?
But the thing about that though is like, they have a really good pass defense, but it doesn't matter. Like Smith and Najigma is, when you're the best receiver in football, you're matchup proof. Like they can't stop him. Like he'll go out there and put up 150 yards like nobody's business. Also, the Falcons haven't played. I mean, Mike sits here and no one's beating. I mean, the Falcons haven't done anything against anybody other than what they beat like the Bills and they beat the Vikings, which everyone was pumped about. But the Vikings are the worst team in football about. So I don't know. I mean, they're giving up points. Like here's the last. Listen what the vaunted Falcons defense has given up the last 6 weeks. 27 to the Jets. 10 against the Saints, okay, but the Saints. 30 against the Panthers, 31 versus the Colts, 24 versus the Patriots, 34 versus the Dolphins. I mean, it's the Seattle cover. Like, do you think Seattle can put up 24 points? Because if you do, like, they cover.
Yeah, I mean, I think their offense has been terrible the last 2 weeks. Their defense has been good.
They didn't need their offense. They won by 26.
Let me make some sense about on the Seahawks. And this is, as everybody knows, it's my favorite team. I got the Darnold jersey going. I'm actually not that high on them. And I looked, and DraftKings had them as the second best odds to win the Super Bowl. And I am not watching the same game as the DraftKings people. I want to believe that. I want to think that. I just think
who's better than them though?
We go down. That's like
I'm going to tell you right now, they got 9 wins. 2 against winning teams, okay? The Jags and the Texans, okay? Other than that, they have fucking only beat teams with a combined record of, I think it's 23 and 56 or something like that. I'm not saying you are who you are, but Sam Darnold is not that good.
They beat the Steelers.
The Steelers are a losing team, okay?
Mid team.
They're a losing
they should,
team. They'll
they
be
should have beat the Rams.
Week.
They should have beat the Niners. I mean, like, you act like they've been like...
But they lost to them. Okay.
Barely.
Well, let me finish on where I was going with that. I want to be more excited about the Seahawks. I'm not excited. I just don't think they've been quite figured out. They can't run the ball. They're not running up to their expectation.
They were running the ball, but the last couple of weeks they haven't.
How they won this game, it was such an ugly. We won 26-0. That game was the closest 26-0 game in history. We've all seen
my cat was their quarterback. Sorry.
Brosmer's at the 4-yard line and runs and has the worst play maybe in the history of the NFL and throws it like this, and Seattle returns it. Seattle couldn't move the ball against the Vikings. They won 26-0 wasn't good. Give me the Falcons. Give me the Falcons in this game. And I think the Seahawks win, but I'm going to say they win on a last-second field goal, 23-20 or something like that. And
the reason why I also like the Falcons is what people don't realize. They beat the Vikings. It was a Sam Darnold revenge game. He wanted to win that game really bad. Now they got to play a shitty Atlanta team on the road. And guess who they have on deck next week? The Indianapolis Colts at home, which they could be a look ahead.
That's
I like
not
the points
look
here.
ahead though. What? Nobody's looking ahead. That's just not that important of a game.
It's unbelievable, dude. They get the 1 seed, and they get the 1 seed, and they have everything in front of them. And like Mike thinks they're just going to like. I'm
just saying that they could easily come flat. I don't think Darnold has looked like shit the last 2 weeks. So,
dude, they won by
guys,
26.
Okay.
They didn't need him.
It's time to tap out. Woodley and I are laying the 7. Now, to be fair, we're going to give Cantu and Mike 7.5 because it's right between there at all the sites. So
it was 7.5.
All right, when I come back, you're going to get 7.5. We're going to get 7. That's fair. It's early in the week. Here we go. We're coming back after the break with our number 2 picks.
You're listening to Fade Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
The Fade Us Sports Podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Splash Sports. If you don't know Splash, the founders bought OfficeFootballPool.com and RunYourPool.com. They're now live in 45 states plus Canada. Download the Splash Sports app, currently sitting at number 7 in the Sports App Store and climbing. And you'll find all sorts of contests and bets starting at $5. Thanks again to Splash for sponsoring the Fade Us Sports Podcast. Mikey, we're coming to you for your number 2 pick.
Well, I almost wanted to guarantee this one too, but I can't do a double guarantee. But I really like this almost as much as my number one. And I know you all think I'm going to be crazy here, but the Minnesota Vikings, the last 7 games.
Oh,
Listen to
God.
this. They have played the last 7 games they played, the team's total winning record are 59-23-1.
Yeah, that's the problem.
They've played the Seahawks, best defense maybe in the NFC. The Packers, second best defense in the NFC. They were lucky to lose to the Bears. The Ravens are a top team. The Lions are a top team. They beat them. The Chargers are great defense. The Eagles and the Browns. What I'm trying to say is 59-23-1. Now they get a Washington team off a brutal. Washington was coming off a bye, so they were all in to beat Denver last week, and they take a brutal loss, and now they had to play like 90 snaps on defense and a overtime game that went almost the whole distance, and now they get the Washington shitburger, awful defense in Washington, and they're at home. They're just what I'm going to tell you right now. I couldn't understand why the line opened 1.5 and it got moved to Minnesota -2. And then I did all this studying and I realized that all the tough teams they played the last 7 games, they get a Washington in a bad spot off a bad loss. Give me the Vikings -2. I think they're going to win pretty big.
Okay,
No
okay.
way.
No. Cantu, I got to go to Woodley. He's our Vikings resident expert.
That's true.
Mike has like completely lost his mind.
You must have not seen Washington 4 out of the last 5 weeks, 5 out of the last 6 weeks.
I've seen, you know who I have seen like 1,000 out of the past 1,002 weeks is the Vikings. Especially I've seen what the Vikings look like the past 10 weeks. Mm-hmm. And that is a team that is a complete disaster. They can't block. They're not running the ball for some reason, even though they're having success. Like
59-23-1. The team.
O'Connell. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't care who you're playing. Like, have you seen the QB
It's a
play
different
out there?
team, Mike. It's a different team.
McCarthy is missing guys by like 10 yards. Justin Jefferson, for the first time in his career, did not speak with the media after the game. Like, he's demanding out. Like, these guys all know they're getting fired. Like, everyone's just
They just got shut out. They're going to be at home. I love it.
Wait, you think the Vikings coach is getting fired?
Not O'Connell, but like I think they're gonna fire I think they're gonna fire a lot of people. They got
Can't get rid of
O'Connell.
I guess he wasn't the quarterback whisperer.
Well, nobody could whisper to McCarthy. McCarthy's a disaster. And my Brosmer jersey arrived today in the mail. I should have gotten it.
He was handpicked by the.
You got to wear the Brosmer jersey. That's a
go get it, Woodley. Go get it.
He was handpicked. Yeah, he was handpicked by the GM. No, I mean the Vikings. Trust me, when the Vikings. This franchise, when it goes bad, it goes like historically bad. And JJ McCarthy is literally, this is not hyperbole at all. He is the worst quarterback in the past 25 years besides Jamarcus Russell. And Russell actually has outperformed him in a few stats. And I don't care how bad the defense is. I don't care if they're playing a freaking like ACC bottom feeder team. Like McCarthy can't do anything. This guy's lost. And if you don't have a quarterback, you lose the entire room. This is a team that is tanking at this point.
They're not tanking. The defense is playing so hard. Every game the defense is playing.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. They're playing hard, but they can't score. They can't score. There's no way they win this game. There's no way they win this game. I'm not going to watch it, thank God. Like I'm going to have my Sunday. We're going to go to the holiday party at NBC, see Santa, all this. No way. Give me Washington.
I am so glad you said that, Woodley, because I really like how tuned in you always are to the Vikings. I absolutely love Washington in this game. In fact, it was almost a top 2 pick. I just had such strong. There's a lot of games I like on the board this week. That's one of them. Man, I watched the last couple of Washington games. 7 of the last 8 games, Washington has played just brutal opponents. They were coming off a bye last week. You know who's playing really good? Mariota. They went up against that top-notch Denver defense. He was shredding them. He looked great. He went kind of like play for play with Denver in the game of like best game of the week. That was that game.
Coming off a bye.
Yeah, they are. They're still, a little rested from that bye. I kind of give them the extra bye, especially when it's this late in the extra rest, this late in the season. I like Washington. I kind of think they might even win by 2 scores, may I say.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and then we're going to go to Woodley for his number 2 pick. But first, I think Washington. I mean, they looked fantastic against Denver, right? And they could have won that game pretty easily. And so I'm going to go with Washington just because Minnesota's been such a disaster. I do love their defense. I do think they're playing hard, but they're 4-8. It's over for them. So
that's one more win than that stupid Washington team has.
They're playing hard for Dan Quinn. They're playing hard.
I think so. All right, Woodley, we're going to go to you for your number 2 pick.
Yeah, we're going to the Chiefs 3.5 at home. It's a primetime game, I believe, versus the Texans. Andy Reid basically came out today and said they're going to win out. And I wouldn't bet against Mahomes and them.
He said that? Andy Reid said that?
Yeah, he said, and then he said something really weird. He was like,
they'll win out if they win this game.
Reid said, let me find what he said. He said a very weird
something about
quote.
Tickling people.
Yeah, tickle. Yeah, he said, we're going to tickle your tonsils. Which I don't know what that means. Sounds, a little sexual by nature. I don't know what's going on in Kansas City, but hey, whatever gets the job done. Sounds like a Kelsey Brothers thing. Anyways, before I get into this game, actually, I want to point out one thing. You can get the Chiefs at 9-1 to win the AFC right now. 9-1 to win the AFC. I love that. If the Chiefs make the playoffs, I don't think they will be would you legitimately put them as a underdog against any team there? And by underdog, I mean more than 2 or 3. I don't think they're going to be an underdog by more than 2 points against any team in the AFC right now.
Agree.
Especially if they win out. So if they make the playoffs, they win out, which means you're just betting on them to make the playoffs. Because if they make the playoffs, they're going to be 2.5 to 1 or 3 to 1 at worst to make the Super Bowl. So I love that. Anyways, back to this. It's every game now is their Super Bowl, according to Mike. Houston's been really impressive to me. That defense is really good, but that offense still can't do a lot. It's at Arrowhead. It's going to be a night game. The Chiefs actually, it's funny. They lost 2 games last year? Really, they lost 1, but then they tanked the last game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So last year, their point differential last year when they went 15-2, it's actually lower than it is right now. So they've just been losing all these 1-score games, and the variance has to bounce back. And a lot of these guys have been dropping balls that don't drop, and even Mahomes has been missing some. So this is the week they put it all together, and they're going to go.
It's been their defense that's cost them. I mean, in all their 6 losses, the defense gave up the winning score on the last drive. And I did notice this.
They can get that fixed.
And the thing is I could lay 3 minus 15, and I was almost going to bet this, and it was almost going to be my number 2 pick, right? But then I realized this is really big. They were already missing their right tackle. Now they lost their left tackle and their starting guard. So they're going to be without 3 offensive linemen this week against that defense. And it's going to be a 3-point game. I really believe it. And I do think the Kansas City wins because it's their season. But man, that Texas defense is number 1, man.
I hate when I'm aligning myself with a lot of Mike's thoughts. I think Kansas City does win this game. I'm going to go with you. I think they win it close. Last second field goal. I actually even think that KC is going to run the table. I do feel they're going to get hot. I know they lost. I think they just caught Dallas on the bad game last week.
They caught them in a bad spot.
You want me to tell you what I don't like? I believe CJ Stroud is coming back for Davis Mills this week. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He was back last week.
Oh, was he? Okay. Well, man, I really like that Davis Mills, but I don't know. So I don't like CJ as much.
Listen to what CJ Stroud said. He said, I learned so much watching Mills the 3 weeks he was injured. He said he learned that the fact that when you could just check the ball down,
short passes,
throw it out of bounds, short passes.
Yeah.
And he said, he goes, I was forcing the ball, and he said, and that's what he did last week against the Colts. Now, it all happened after Sauce Gardner got knocked out of the game, which had a lot to do with it. But I thought he played pretty good.
Okay, Mike. All right, let me comment on this game now. So to me, you have to ask yourself. And right now, if you look at the board, it's unbelievable. Kansas City on some sites is even money to make the playoffs. What is this? It's unheard of. So you have to ask yourself, is Kansas City done? And if they are done, it's been an amazing run. I don't think they're done. I think they're going to find a way to win this game. I think they're going to put it all together. I actually think they're going to win big. Give me Kansas City. Now, let's see. You can get it at 3 or 3.5. So I'm going to choose 3 and lay a little extra juice, which is fair.
You can lay 15.
Right. And anybody on the other side can take 3.5. That's fair because it's really early in the week. We're going to find some decent lines. All right, guys. Mike,
I want to say this. Mr. Kansas City, Nick Wright, said today, he said, this game scares him the most. He says, if we can beat Texans missing our offensive lineman this week, we're going to run the table. So he thinks that their season completely depends on this game. And he says he's not sure. So
I love Nick Wright. We all love Nick Wright. He plays a lot of high-stakes poker with us. Really smart guy. Kansas City homer. Like Woodley is a Minnesota homer. Like Cantu is a Seattle homer. And, of course, you have me. I'm a Packers homer. Mike has no allegiance to anybody. Mike, I'm teasing you. Let me move on. My number 2 pick, Miami, minus 2.5 at the Jets. Now, I called Cantu before this, and I said, hey, Miami's playing in the cold. And Cantu said I would never choose Miami to play in the cold. So I did a little research. Miami in December, the last 3 years, they're 7-4. Not what I was expecting to see. I think Miami is a class above the Jets. I think the fact that they are 7, I always thought maybe I'd see that they were 4
Are those
7.
road games? Are those road games? Or are you just calling all games?
I looked at all. I looked at the games. They won 2 or 3. I looked pretty closely. They won 2 or 3 in the cold. Cantu. They played at the Browns. They played it. So they won 2 or 3 at the cold. So yeah.
As long as it's not below 32, and it's not going to be below 32.
So I love this game. I almost want to guarantee it. I should have made it my number 1 pick. I was waffling till the last minute on this. Miami's just in another league to me. Tua, he just gets the ball out there. I don't even know the name of the Jets quarterback these days. Okay.
Tyrod Taylor. Don't disrespect Tyrod. He's good.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Cantu. What do you think?
I would never trust Tua, who is the warmest weather player probably in the NFL, who grew up in Hawaii, then went to Alabama, and that was in Miami. You want to talk about the hottest weather, tropics. Even though he did play good last year in the winter, he did play good in the cold against the Chiefs. Didn't win, but played a good game. I can't trust Tua in the cold, and just strictly off of that and the Dolphins being in the cold, give me the Jets. I never want them in a cold weather game in December.
Okay, so I looked at this game too. And I said to myself, remember, I always tell you guys this, when they're 2.5 on the road, they're begging you to bet the favorite. When they're 3.5, they're begging you to bet the dog. I had Miami last week in Survivor, and I watched this fucking team blow a 16-0 lead, let the other team get the onside kick. And I believe what Phil says, that they are better than the Jets. And if Tua plays well and they play well and they don't, but they just keep.
I agree with that.
I mean, they had a 17-0 lead against Carolina. They blew that game. They played 2 bad games this year. The first game against Indy and the game in the cold against Cleveland. And all of their other losses have been giveaways. I just thought the coaching sucks, but they are better. And I'm gonna go with Phil. I'm gonna let it turn out.
One last thing on that. I will agree with you, Phil, as part of these are the teams who the Dolphins beat. The Dolphins beat these not physical Jets style teams. Or even teams like the Panthers. They're that style of team. They always just crush that team. So I'm going to give you that. I still like the Jets, but
okay, Woodley.
I like the Jets. This Jets team isn't great, but they're really playing hard for Aaron Glenn. Like there was a lot of talk early. Oh, disaster! This disaster. They're playing well. I mean, I actually watched a decent amount of that Falcons game. You know what? They won 3 of their last 5, and the 2 they lost to were at New England and at the Ravens. I think 3.5. And
they played the Ravens hard, and they played the Ravens looked hard. Terrible in that game.
No, they could have won that game for sure.
It's 2.5, Woodley. It's 2.5.
Oh, 2.5. Oh, I mean, either way, I like the Jets. I mean, this the Dolphins barely beat them in Miami, and I think this Jets team's gotten better. Like they've really rallied around Glenn. Obviously, they don't have a quarterback, but I don't think it matters. I think they're just playing really hard. Right. I give me the Jets. Dude, the Dolphins Tua can't play. It's cold here. It's cold. I live 8 miles from the stadium. It's cold. It's miserable. It's rainy. It's not going to get better. Tua is terrible in the cold. And I just don't think this Dolphins team is in good period. Period. I don't care if they're even playing in Miami. It's just not a good team. They have one player on that team. One player, and it's that running back, and that's it. And I think the Jets can contain him.
A-Chain.
He's pretty good. I
he's
just
good.
like the
Sure
fact that they blew a 16-0 lead to the Saints. They blew the 17-0 lead to Carolina.
Okay, Mike.
It just
Mike.
bothers me how they lost.
Okay, we
But
got to
We
go
can tell,
on.
Mike.
Cantu. And by the way, Miami had won that game easily last week, and Mike's upset because the other team threw everything at him and they gave up the lead. And Mike's upset
They
because
were a
an onside
2-point conversion away from tying the freaking game.
Yeah, because they hit an onside kick. Cantu,
No, that
who's
was
your
after.
number 2 pick?
Number 2 pick is a very depressing game. If you want me to give a pick of either team that's hot, that's not this game. Steelers at Ravens. Give me the Steelers +6. I believe it is. This game's been moving a little bit here on the line, like to the hour. This is a weird game with everybody out of nowhere is now on the I hate Mike Tomlin train. I actually kind of feel bad for Tomlin. He's been a good coach. He's been a good coach. He's going to instantly get a job somewhere else, but just all at once, all of Pittsburgh has just been, I hate Tomlin. I even like the former players like Jerome Harrison. I couldn't believe that. I was thinking that's like the heart of the Mike Tomlin football. He comes out and I'm thinking, man, that is like Mike Tomlin's guy. So I thought. And now he's saying he's bad.
I was shocked that Harrison came out against him.
Thought it was bad for him. I actually think Tomlin is the players' coach. Everybody's going to play hard. Those players love Tomlin. He's hard not to root for. God, I hate the Ravens. The Ravens, I don't know if it's Lamar is hurt. Lamar either sucks, he's hurt.
One of the two. He's one of the two.
He doesn't. I don't know. Or he almost feels like he doesn't even want to be there, even though they're paying him infinite. I don't know what it is. Lamar is off. He's not on the same page as the team. I like the Steelers. I think they come together and figure it out and win outright.
Okay, let me say that I was very disappointed that Harrison came out. I agree with you, Cantu. And Pittsburgh has really kind of let me down this year. I have a big bet on them, 15,000 to win over 8.5 games. What are they, 6-6? And they have a tough schedule. Yeah, exactly. I think I'm in trouble. So I would say that, like, I like your thinking that they are going to come together for him and they are going to play hard for him. Now, let me just say this, because we all agree on this. Tomlin has made tons of stupid strategy mistakes, tons of them. We all agree, and we all kind of like, what is he doing? Why doesn't he have somebody in his ear? Why isn't Mike Mattis out or Brandon Cantu or David Woodley or some smart poker player in his ear saying you have to run, you have to pass, you have to go for it on 4th down? He does things his way, and a lot of it just has not looked good. However, everybody does love him. They are going to fight hard for him. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh +6 in this at the Ravens. Mike?
Okay, so there's a couple stats I want to throw out. One is since 2017, there's been 7 other teams that haven't won a playoff game. Those 7 other teams have had a combined 28 coaches. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2017. They still have the same coach. With that said, last week the Pittsburgh they ran for 254 yards, the most yards ever run on Pittsburgh since 1950. Okay, now they have the Ravens who run the ball with Henry and Lamar, and they made the game 6. And you know what? They were so embarrassed against the run last week that TJ Watt was furious. And these two teams play a 3-point game every time they play. Every time. It doesn't matter how bad the Ravens are. Point. It doesn't matter how bad Pittsburgh are, how good they both are. They always play a 3-point game. They're going to rebound against the run. The Ravens have been a disaster since Lamar has come back. 4 games. He's been terrible all 4 games. I mean, I don't think Pittsburgh's going to win outright because they're terrible, but it wouldn't shock me. I like the 6 in this game. It was another one of my games I liked. Give me the 6.
Woodley.
I don't know. I mean, these are both bad teams. I mean, this Ravens team is a complete mess because Lamar doesn't look anything close to being healthy.
No, he's either something. He either forgot how to play football or he's hurt. One of the two.
No, he's 100% hurt. I actually don't know what they're doing. Like, I think they're kind of risking. I don't know what Harbaugh's doing. Like, I mean, Harbaugh's like not a good coach this year. God, the Steelers, man.
God, they're bad.
Like, Aaron Jones is like. Not Aaron Jones, sorry. Aaron Rodgers is like, I mean, he just needs to hang it up, dude. He's
disappointed me.
Well, did you see him? Did you see him in the press conference? He talked about. He goes, "We all are at meetings. We go over everything. I changed to the route, and the guy runs the wrong route." and then he apologizes after. So it's like you can't blame Aaron Rodgers when Aaron throws it where the guy's supposed to be and the guy runs a different route.
I mean, they're out there signing Adam Thielen, and that's all you need to know about the state of the Steelers right now. God, you can't convince me that the Ravens are going to even win this game. So I guess give me the Steelers just because it's the old adage when it's like two crappy teams with like no momentum going at it. Give me the team
Is
that's
that
getting a bunch
a
of
unanimous
points.
pick, Cantu?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think we went 2-0 last week on unanimous.
It was. That's what I'm saying. Nobody. Both teams are playing awful. It is the least excited unanimous pick in pod history.
Yes.
Yeah, Danny, please put that up.
Even if the Bengals lose to the Bills this week, they could win the division at 8-9. It wouldn't shock.
Okay, guys. We need to tap out for a second here. We're going to be back with our Survivor pool thoughts. I'm still alive in two very big pools, so I'll be leading it off when we come back in 1 minute.
You're listening to Fata Sports on the VEASAN Podcast Network.
Folks, you might be listening to this podcast because you want an edge. You have the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Pro bettors spend thousands of dollars on data tools. What they don't want you to know, you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VEASAN Pro, VSIN Pro. With VEASAN Pro, you'll get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Just tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VEASAN Pro to cash more bets. Okay, guys. Mike, we're going to come to you at the top of this segment again, okay, because you have 3 people left in your Survivor pool for $100,000 or something.
Yeah, some around between that. Yeah, 75.
Who are you going for?
Well, I figure the 2 guys that are left, they're going to go Tampa Bay, and I might go with them with Tampa Bay. We all 3 have Tampa Bay, but I might do something really crazy and take the Cleveland Browns against the Titans because the Titans are just that offense is so bad, and that Cleveland defense is just going to eat them up. So I might.
Mike, I hate that I've never agreed with you so much in my life. Just to agree with you, I'm in one pool, in our friend Nick's pool. We're down to about 26 people, and I'm getting real cute where I think most people are going to go with Tampa. I'm going to try to really make a jump this week on the pool, and I'm going with you. I'm going Browns.
Okay, guys, in the Big Splash, our sponsor, Splash Sports, I'm still in the Big Splash. There's 334 players left out of 16,337. So my pick's worth quite a lot of money here. Now I'm having to choose 2 teams. So I have 2 really good teams. I have Seattle and Tampa Bay. Seems like a no-brainer. I'm a little bit more worried about next week where I probably have to use Carolina. But let me get through this week with Seattle and Tampa Bay. Now, my brother and I have a pick left. There's 10 left in the Gregorich pool, which we all have multiple entries in to start. Cantu accidentally put in the wrong pick. He's like, he couldn't believe it. Like, he wanted to have the Chargers, so he's out. There's 10 left, and my brother's been making the pick. So I don't influence him much. I would have probably gone with Miami last week. And instead, he chose the Chargers. It looked like 9 out of 10 people chose the Chargers. All right, guys. So that's our thoughts on Survivor pools. And I'm really looking forward to an exciting week. I'm going to Bahamas to play in some World Series of poker tournaments. I believe Mikey and Cantu are going to be playing the World Poker Tour tournaments in Vegas, including a $40 million guarantee at the World Poker Tour. I think the tournament I'm in also has a $40 million guarantee. So a lot of poker for us coming up this week. Folks, goodbye.